Okay, so I think we are good to go. So let's take a few moments to sort of gather ourselves and just beginning to secure a dignified and respectable posture. Any posture that is conducive to meditating in a way that feels supportive and nourishing to us. And knowing that the external position that you choose to take is a direct manifestation of your inner state. So just keep that in mind as you transition into this posture. And from this place of transition, just allowing yourself a few moments to settle into the body, into the room, into the practice. Beginning to observe the surface beneath you, noticing this feeling of being held, of being supported by the ground. And beginning to perceive this support as an extension of the environment itself. Noticing how the entire space that you're in is holding you. The room, the building. Noticing what may be present in this environment. Any sounds, scent. Noticing the temperature of the space. Just really allowing yourself to be fully immersed into this moment and using the environment as a tool to do so. Gently beginning to scan the body, just ensuring that the belly is soft. Perhaps tucking in the pelvis to enhance this feeling of groundedness. Relaxing the torso, opening up the chest, softening the jawline and the mouth, the eyebrows and the forehead. And just allowing the entire body to be in a complete state of ease, relative ease that is available to you in this moment. And to strengthen your connection with the body, with the space, gently beginning to locate the breath. And as we transition into the practice, inhaling deeply, counting to 6. And releasing the breath through the mouth. Inhaling once again, counting to 6. And as you breathe out, letting out any sound that feels most natural to you, a yell, a sigh. And one more time, inhaling deeply. And as you breathe out, beginning to release any stagnation, any expired energy that does not belong to you, that is no longer serving you, and just giving it permission to be released. And from this place, just facilitating the breath as it returns to its natural state, and allowing this rhythm to be your resting place throughout the practice. And knowing that within this meditation, you are held, grounded, and completely supported. Beginning to soften the awareness of the external environment as you gently incline the attention inward. And from this place of spaciousness, taking a moment to set an intention for the practice and for the week ahead. Just beginning to clarify the motivation for joining this class, for arriving here this afternoon, and just noticing what shows up in the mind. Whether it's to increase a sense of mental clarity, to develop self-compassion, or to reduce a feeling of stress, of suffering. Whatever the intention may be for you, just allowing it to immerse itself into the body, envisioning the intention as an anchor, keeping you grounded within the present moment. And knowing that throughout the practice, throughout the week, should the experience become overwhelming, distracting, you can always return back to this space, this intention, and reminding yourself of that from time to time. And to seal the intention into the practice, into the body, beginning to locate the breath, noticing where in the body the breath begins to manifest, and gently resting the attention there. Using each passing cycle of the breath to strengthen your connection to this moment, to the intention. and simply receiving the inhalation as it arises and surrendering on the exhalation as it falls. And just like this, taking the practice, taking the week, one breath at a time. Becoming attuned to the expression of the breath through the rise and fall of the belly, through the subtle expansion and contraction of the chest, noticing its presence on the tips of the nostrils as it travels up the throat, continuing to focus on the sensory experience of the breath, how it actually feels to breathe, and starting to notice how it feels as you breathe in and out. And each time you breathe in, knowing that you're breathing in, and each time you breathe out, knowing that you're breathing out. Allowing your attention to infuse every aspect of this practice of the breath, and just noticing what this feels like. Perhaps noticing that the mind, the attention is no longer present with the breath, with the body. And just spending a few moments noticing if this is the case, where the mind has wandered off to. Perhaps exploring something from yesterday, or projecting something for tomorrow, for this evening. And just for a moment, noticing the safety that arises in not remaining in the present moment. the vulnerability that we can escape, the intimacy that we avoid, and noticing what it would feel like to redirect the attention back toward the breath, back toward the body. And in this way, remaining open-hearted and fully alert to what is here right now. Noticing the intimacy, the courage that is required to stay present through the experience, no matter what. Inviting the mind to adopt a curious, friendly, open perspective, to receive the breath in all its forms just as it is, becoming fascinated by its length, its depth, its weight, perhaps even exploring the color of the breath, the shape, starting to engage with the breath as if for the very first time, and noticing how in this way you allow the mind to be completely surprised, and making this place the threshold of what you previously know, allowing this place to be your new resting place. And from this place of stable, spacious awareness, starting to bring to mind an image of a loved one, someone in your life that you find very easy to love, a friend, a family member, a partner, a pet. And as a gesture of kindness, of healing, dedicating the fruit of this meditation to their well-being, may they be well. May they be joyful. May they be free from suffering. And may their life unfold with ease. Bowing down with a sense of appreciation toward this individual and toward the practice as you slowly release the image from the mind. Starting to inhale deeply once again. This time, breathing out through the nose, releasing any and all sensations following the breath, and starting to direct the attention once again toward the surface beneath you. And spending a moment just noticing this feeling of being held, of being endlessly supported by the earth. Starting to extend this perspective toward the larger environment, incorporating sound, scent, sensation from the temperature of the space, and as you slowly start to immerse yourself back into the room, gently beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes, swaying gently from side to side, stretching out the arms and the legs, and whenever you're ready, in your own time, slowly beginning to lift the gaze and open up the eyes.